Alright, so I haven't looked at this YouTube channel in a couple months now. When I made it, I had like 12 or 20 subscribers. Wasn't going anywhere, so I forgot about it because I'm busy and I'm trying to make money. And what I found was that I got back on yesterday for the first time, and lo and behold, I have like 186 subscribers, which is awesome. I have a whole bunch of views on my videos. I had some comments. It seems that some of the stuff I said actually helped some people, so I really like that. So I decided to do an experiment today, just to get y'all some useful info, kind of based on some comments. And also I'm on a few Handyman Facebook pages, and there's a lot of stuff that I see going through there. So what I decided to do was I printed a list of essentially just about every job I've done in the last 30 days. I just went through all my invoices and made a list. And what I would like from y'all is to let me know what you want videos on. I've already got so many videos ideas for all of these, just because there's so many of them that I've learned little hacks and little tips and tricks for. Some of them used to take me an hour and a half. Now they take me 15 minutes because of stuff I learned. I want to make how-to videos, just tips and tricks videos. But let's get a good baseline going and just say, here's essentially, and I've done much more than this, but this is like a breakdown of a lot of the stuff that I do all the time and that's come up over this last month. So I'm just going to start at the beginning, and you guys just leave a comment at the bottom if there's anything in here that you'd like to know more about. Number one, replace bulbs. Every move out I do, pretty much, I'm replacing bulbs, and you have to keep in mind when you're replacing bulbs, if you want to keep an inventory of them, you need floodlight type bulbs for the interior, different floodlight type bulbs for the exterior, fluorescent bulbs, incandescent bulbs. You've got the regular size bases on the incandescents and whatnot. You've also got the little flame ones that have the tiny base. There's the GU10 base, which if you've seen those, they've got two prongs and you got to stick it in and then turn it. Sometimes they don't want to come back out. They'll almost sort of rust in place. You've got fluorescent, like you've got the compact fluorescent that looks like a regular bulb, but you've got your long fluorescent bulbs. You've got LED bulbs. You've got white light. You've got yellow light. So you could have a pretty good inventory, but it'll save you a trip to the store, which saves you time, which saves you money, which puts more money in the bank. Rescreen sliding door. Super easy one, super common one. Everybody's pets always mess up the screen on the sliding door. You just take it off, put it on the ground, take the old screen out, put the new screen on. I can make a video for that later. Sliding door locking mechanism, and this goes for sliding glass doors and sliding screen doors. Let's see, doorknobs and deadbolts is like my bread and butter. I've had 6 different jobs over the last month. So more than once a week, replacing doorknobs and deadbolts, and honestly that's actually kind of slow for me. It's almost twice a week usually, I would say. Vertical blind repairs, adding louvers and adding poles and or replacing the entire thing, and I do have some hacks for that. Towel hooks, TP holders, towel bars, all those things in the bathroom that mount to the wall. I want to make a really good video on that one. Actually, that's one that I've got one particular hack on that it saves me. Let's see, how many of these have I done? So altogether between those 3, I've done 7 of those in the last month. So every time I did one of those, I saved at least an hour, and I'll show you how on the one of the upcoming videos. Remount outside gate. This one's very common. They're always mounted into like stucco or brick or block or something, and I do at least one of those a month. It's probably about once a month. A lot of the move-outs have them. Paint stains. This is not patch and paint, just painting over stains. Glue down linoleum, repairing ripped linoleum. Close gaps in a floating floor. So if you see those click-together floors, a lot of people don't know how to do those well, and you end up with all these gaps all over the house, and they want you to close them down. And it seems almost impossible, but it's very doable. Patch and paint. All the move-outs, patch and paint. It's just filling holes and painting over them, and there's a lot of really good things you should know about that. There's ways I did it when I started that took me 3-4 times longer than what I do it now. I've got a system down. crawl space vent screen. Actually kind of common here in Arizona anyways. It's the crawl spaces under the foundations have a screen on them to let air ventilate out of there, and those screens get messed up. I've done 5 or 6 of those in the last year. The bottom seal on a door, I'd call it a sweep, but it's not a sweep. A sweep doesn't go under the door, it goes at the bottom. I'm talking about to go under it. Super easy job to keep inventory on hand for, easy job to knock out. Adjust doorknob striker plate. Those are super common when people complain that they have to lift their door in order to get it to latch, or they have to lift it or wiggle it a certain way to get the deadbolt in. Usually that's a striker plate adjustment that you can do. Repair cracked door frame. I've got 2 of those going on right now that I've got a new product on order. It's not my product, just a product that I found, because I've got 2 where the cracked area where somebody tried to kick a door in, and it's so messed up that even the normal slightly oversized plates that you can get at Home Depot aren't big enough, but I found some that I think are going to work. What else? Burst water main. Just did one of these. Awesome job. Plumbers charge in the $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000, $6,000 to fix these. And it takes like a half a day, maybe a full day if you're super unlucky and the ground's hard to dig in. Security door remount. These are very common. They get mounted. There's kind of some wobble between the size of the bolts and the mounting holes, and the weight of the door will start leaning itself in. Vanity tops, and vanities for that matter. I just put in a quote to replace a vanity today. Another super easy job. Electrical troubleshooting of switches and outlets. Electrical troubleshooting of light fixtures. Replace or repair garbage disposals. Another one of my bread and butter jobs. If they're repairable, in 2 minutes, and you're done in 2 minutes. And if they're replaceable, once you've done a few and you get a system down, you need hardly any tools. And it takes, I'll bet you if I made a video of me changing one, I'll bet you if I had my tools ready to go, the spare ready to go, and started the timer, get under the cabinet, I'm out of there in 15 minutes. I'm done 15 minutes later. What else do we have? Caulk the shower or the tub. Super common job. Doesn't take a long time. Not very hard. Replace exterior security light. Random wood repair. This is just general carpentry stuff. There's always just random stuff made out of wood that's been broken or knocked off, or they want you to fix it. Fix door trim. Paint shutters. Replace switches. Paint security door. HVAC filters. You're always going to be doing HVAC filters. Outlet covers. Sink pop-ups. I've done 4 of those so far, just in the last month. Very common, easy to keep the inventory on hand for, a very quick job to do. Replacing blinds is bread and butter right there, man. I do so many of those. You can cut your own, big secret. It's not really a secret, they just act like you can't, but you can cut your own, and then you don't have to wait at Home Depot for 45 minutes when you're trying to bill $100 an hour and you can't really justify why you charged an extra $100 to just sit around Home Depot. Sink leaking. This can be the faucet leaking. It can be the strainer basket is a common one I've come into contact with a few times in the last month. The strainer basket itself not being sealed to the sink. It can be the actual plumbing underneath, the drain plumbing. It can be the valve that comes out of the wall. It can be the supply lines from the valve to the sink. A lot of different things that tenants mean when they say sink leaking, and there's almost like a troubleshooting tree you can go down to figure that out. I highly recommend calling your tenants, not just texting them. I do like texting for simple, easy jobs, but when it's things like sink leaking, you want to talk to them and really get some information. Running toilet, oh my god, so many of these, just replacing the guts in the toilets all the time. It's a 10-minute job. They're all 10-15 minute jobs that you're billing $100, $125 for. Build and install screens. I don't like that job at all, but I gotta do it. Air filter grill. This would be where you put your air filter in the ceiling, the little latches and the hinges break off, and you gotta get new ones. Smoke detectors. Smoke detectors. Smoke detectors. I do a trillion of them. There's a handful of different styles that you should always have on hand, and then you can just shoot over there. No trip to Home Depot. drawer faces that come off. This comes up 6 times a year for me, like once every other month. Toilet handles, easy job. Tub or shower leak. I'm definitely doing a whole video on those later. Doorbells that don't work, and don't be a lazy handyman and put one of the wireless doorbells in because you don't know how a doorbell system works. They're super simple, and I'll do a video on that. It's the easiest thing in the world. Repair a wooden fence. I've got 2 fences right now that I've got quotes out for that are going to be approved. Just building brand new wooden fences. Install tile, repair tile, grout stuff. I actually do a lot of grouting. People will write up that the grout is chipping out. It's usually upstairs in a spec home where they build these damn things so cheap the floor flexes, but they still put tile because people like it, and that flexing floor will eventually pop some grout out. And if it's a newer spec home, you probably have a bag of matching grout that they left behind in the garage. Reattach trim. Window won't close. I've done 2 of these in the last month and none ever before, but twice I've had windows that won't. No, 3. 3 if you go back like a month and a half. Security door handle swaps. Sliding closet doors. You will find a lot of these. They're all very easy to fix. Even if you take them off, take the rail off, put the new rail on, put new hardware on the doors and rehang them, it's another 15-20 minute job. Bathroom exhaust fan. I do like 1 of these a week. I'm not even kidding, all the time. There's one particular fan that I always buy, and I'm usually just removing it from its mount that it's on and just taking it off the mount. Every now and then you're lucky and the mount just fits and you pop it right in, but otherwise I just buy the same package every time because it has everything you need. I'll definitely do a video on that. Ceiling fan replacement. Cabinet bottom replacements, I'm absolutely going to be doing a video on. There's probably even better ways than I do it, but compared to how I started out to where I am now, I've got a good system down for cabinet bottoms. Door stops, putting them in all the time. There's 3 different main types that people want. Mount random things. Just be ready to mount. Like have a little kit, a little box ready that's just a mounting box. It's going to have hammer drill bits. It's going to have regular drill bits. It's going to have lag bolts and toggle bolts and just anything that you would think you would need to mount stuff, because you're always going to be getting stuff that says remount or mount something. Unclog stuff. This is, roto-rooter type stuff. I don't like it. I don't do it a lot. But for my loyal clients, if they want me to, I'm gonna do it because they pay my bills, Fridge fill valve and the line that goes from the wall to the fridge. Ice makers that don't work, super common. Replace toilet seats or just tighten them down. I've got a video I'm gonna make about touch style faucets, the one that you touch to turn on and off. Those always go bad. And sliding glass doors in general, in terms of wheels and adjustments and cleaning and whether you need to replace them. That's a long ass list. That's not every job I do. This is just a breakdown of what I've done this last month. And there's another dozen things that are not on here because they honestly weren't worth making a video on. They were very weird, random, one-off requests. So do me a favor, guys, in the comments, tell me what you'd like videos on, and if there's other subjects that isn't the exact work, because this channel is not a how-to channel. Well, it is, but it's a how to run your handyman business in such a way that it puts a lot of money in the bank for you. I'm not talking about get rich quick. I'm just saying you're worth a certain amount of money sort of per hour. You have a certain level that you've reached that you're worth, and you need to know how to get what you're worth, and you need to know how to become worth more, and you need to know how to take fewer hours. Because whatever jobs you're doing, say you're charging $100 an hour, well, if you tell them you're charging $100 an hour, you're going to get paid for the time you were there. The faster and faster and faster you get as you figure out better ways to do things, your hours drop down that you took to do the job. Now you're making less. What you need to be doing is having a good idea what other people are charging. There are sort of rates that property managers expect. They know that something's not going to cost less than this and not going to cost more than that. And if it's in that range, you're good. And you need to know how to go, this is the less, this is the more. Let's move my billing to somewhere right in this area and bill for that. And if I did it in 2 minutes, that doesn't matter. You're paying me for the experience, not for the hours. So let me know what you would like. If you want to know, I want to make a video on how to talk to tenants when you call them. I want to make a video on how to specifically go about finding your property management companies, a video on inventories. There's a million of them, but what I would really love right now, because I've got 100 video ideas that I want to do. So if you could, let me know what you would love to see a video of the most, and I will look at those comments and I'll see what people seem to want the most, and I'll start prioritizing my videos based on that. So y'all have a beautiful day. I'm here at Safeway ready to pick up my groceries. My wife's waiting for me at home. Y'all have a great day, and let me know what videos you want, and I'll see you next time.